Okay, what if I told you there's a country out there that's physically getting bigger, like every single year? And not because of human stuff like conquest or crazy engineering projects. Nope. The Earth itself is literally pushing it up from the sea. This isn't some sci fi movie plot, it's a real life geological story that's been unfolding for centuries.
So, how is this even possible? We're talking about a country gaining about 1 square kilometer of new land every single year. To put that in perspective, that's like 140 soccer fields just appearing out of the water annually. It's happening right now along the Baltic Sea coast. So, seriously, what on earth is going on here?
Well, for one thing, this process has created a literal island-making machine. I mean, just look at this number. In just one single area, the Kvarken archipelago between Sweden and Finland, there are more than 5,600 islands. And that number isn't static. New ones are popping up all the time as the seabed keeps rising. It's a landscape that's literally being born right before our eyes. So, to figure out this geological mystery, we have to rewind the clock way back. The prime suspect behind all this incredible growth is something that's not even there anymore. It vanished more than 10,000 years ago. And what was it? A truly colossal ice sheet. Okay, the fancy scientific name for this is glacial isostatic adjustment, or GIA for short. But honestly, the best way to picture it is to think of the Earth's crust like a giant slab of memory foam. For thousands of years, it was squashed flat by an immense weight. Now that the weight's gone, it's slowly, unstoppably springing back to its original shape. And believe me, what a weight it was. We're talking about the Fennoscandian ice sheet. This thing was an absolute monster of a glacier. In some spots, it was up to 3.7 kilometers thick. That's, over 2 miles of solid ice stacked on top of you? The pressure was just unimaginable, literally pressing the land down into the planet's gooey mantle. So the whole process is basically a simple 3-step story. Step 1, a massive ice sheet squashes the Earth's crust. Step 2, over thousands of years, that ice sheet melts away. And step 3, the crust, now totally free from all that weight, starts to bounce back. It's this slow, steady journey upward that's been going on for millennia and is still happening today. And you have to get your head around the speed of this rebound. Right after the ice melted, the land just shot up. We're talking 100 millimeters a year. That's insane. That's 10 meters over 30 feet in a single century. Now, okay, it's slowed down a bit today. It's more like 8 or 9 millimeters a year, but that's still almost a centimeter every single year. And this isn't just some abstract number. This geological force has had some very, very real consequences for people. And yeah, those consequences go way beyond just numbers on a chart. This has actively shaped human history. Which brings us to the incredible story of an entire city that was forced to run away from the very ground that was rising up from underneath it. Let's go to northern Sweden. The year is 1621, and the city of Luleå is founded. Everything's going great. But then, just 28 years later, that's it, less than 3 decades. The entire city is forced to relocate. The whole thing. Why? Because the land they built their town on was literally rising out of the sea. And it was happening so fast, it was ruining everything. And this is what's left of that original town. Today, it's known as Gammelstad Church Town, basically Old Town. And it's so well preserved, it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's kind of beautiful, but it's also a monument to a city that picked a fight with geology and lost. The problem they faced was simple, but it was absolutely catastrophic for them. See, Luleå was a port town. Its whole economy, its entire reason for being, depended on ships getting into its harbor. But as the land kept rising, the water in the bay got shallower and shallower and shallower. Their economic lifeline was literally disappearing right in front of them. You can just feel the desperation in this quote from the town's mayor at the time, a guy named Johan Monsen. He basically wrote a letter begging for permission to move the whole city, saying that their forefathers had picked the spot out of pure lack of knowledge. I mean, how could they have known? They had no idea they were building on land that was on a one-way trip to the sky. And their whole struggle is kind of summed up by this one piece of engineering. They built this thing called the Schockenbron, or Parish Bridge. It wasn't really a bridge, it was a massive jetty, almost 400 meters long, that they had to build just to reach water deep enough for boats to dock. But then, in 1737, a flood destroyed it. And when they looked at the damage, they realized the bay had gotten so shallow that there was no point in even rebuilding it. The the land had officially won. Okay, so that whole Lulea story happened almost 400 years ago. But here's the kicker. We know the land is still rising. So that brings up a really fascinating question, right? What happens next? What does this mean for the future? Well, it turns out the consequences are way, way bigger than just one town having to move. This exact same geological process is on track to completely redraw the map of Northern Europe. And the place to watch, the real focal point for the future, is right here. It's called the Kvarken Strait. It's the narrowest part of the Gulf of Bothnia, which separates Sweden and Finland. And get this, at its shallowest point, the water is only 25 meters deep. With the land on both sides still rising, that gap is closing fast. This is setting the stage for a truly dramatic transformation. Fast forward about 2,500 years, which, is basically the blink of an eye in geological time, and the seafloor right there is going to rise completely above the waves. It's going to connect Sweden and Finland with a permanent land bridge. You'll be able to walk from one to the other. And once that land bridge forms, it's going to seal off the entire Bay of Bothnia from the rest of the Baltic Sea. The salt water will slowly get flushed out by rivers, and it will transform into Europe's largest freshwater lake. So the ghosts of an Ice Age glacier isn't just creating a few islands. It's literally building the continent of the future. It just goes to show you the Earth has a very, very long memory.
Every deep dive we take here at the Deep Dive Curiosity Vault is fueled by your curiosity. If this investigation gave you a new perspective today, please hit the like button. It helps our vault reach more explorers like you. Subscribe to join our next mission by clicking the icon on the screen and check out our most recent investigation right here. As we continue to uncover the hidden truths of our world, stay curious.